Hey guys, Adam Earnshaw here. Last night, Nathan Benden fought Sexan at one Lumpini. Going into the fight, I was 60% leaning with Nathan. I thought Nathan's boxing and movement would be enough to get Sexan out of there, but Sexan's just so durable and clever. Got some real sneaky techniques and stuff too, and it was enough to get the win over Nathan. But let's get into the fight. We'll see what went wrong and right for both fighters. Nathan did have some great success, particularly in the first round, and Sexan, managed to pick it up as the fight goes on. But you'll see. See, so straight away you get a big reaction from Sexan. So I'll just go back to this. Nathan leads with a jab. Now look at this. It just throws like a huge left hook to the body. Full power. Like Nathan's not even protecting his face here, just to get full leverage into it. His knees even bent across, so he's really throwing everything into this. That lands, and look at the reaction from Sexan. You can definitely see that he's had to take a breath. Now this was smart too. Where is it? Nathan just reaches out and just touches Sexan's arm. It's almost, I'd assume that he did it to kind of gauge what Sexan's reaction would be, knowing that Sexan had been hurt from that body hook already. But yeah, it's also a great little thing to do, just to kind of make sure that someone's hands are staying up here rather than dropping down. Yeah. Inside low kick by Nathan. So you can kind of see, I wouldn't say fear by Sexan, but you can see that the hesitance a little bit. He's definitely tensed up. He's very wary of Nathan's boxing. See, Sexan's so deceptive. I mean, look at how he reacts to this low kick. Now, you'd assume that he was hurt. And he probably is, but he's just so durable and tough. Nice. See that little technique that Nathan does there? So he catches the kick. I don't like that he's using both hands to catch that. Like, this one's just on top. Okay, now Nathan's holding the kick here, but he's also able to guard his face, like by bringing his hand up here. Then throws a kick just to keep his hands up there, to keep Sexan's hands high, and then throws it to the leg. So the way that he does that, let me just show you again. Now that he's released that, while Sexan's leg is on the way back down, Sexan's got a lot of weight on this leg, so Nathan could have swept him. I imagine that he would have successfully swept him, but he doesn't. He opts to try and hurt him instead, because Nathan's spiteful like that. But it's a more intelligent decision at times, because sweeping someone doesn't usually score very high. Now, something else that you'll see from Nathan is a lot of good head movement. Some really good evasion. Just jab to the body. Oh, that body shot hurt Sexan. I'll just show you that again. Oh, do that. Yeah, let's see. So this hurts. That hurt. And then just the same, it hits exactly the same place with the hook. The first shot was more like a jab, but then he lands pretty much exactly the same place with this hook. Now look at Sexan's reaction. He's gone all like kind of heavy on his feet. Putting up his shorts a little bit too. Now, it'd be I haven't spoke to Nathan, but we're actually from pretty close to each other in the UK. We're kind of like rival gyms. But I haven't spoke to Nathan, but I would assume that the game plan was to try and hurt Sexan's body and hope that the head would fall afterwards, because Sexan's so tough, he never gets knocked out. I mean, look at these shots that he's just taking. There's a body shot again. Yeah, I mean, he's also, because Sexan's been hurt to the body, his hands are natural, like you can see how close he's keeping his elbow to the body. So, so that he can defend the body shot a little bit better. but he's left the head vulnerable just a little bit more than if that hadn't have been done. So it's a good tactic. That's a nice elbow by Nathan. Like a spiking elbow on top of the head. Ooh. Now the problem is Nathan's thrown a lot of big shots. He's fit, but he's also having to throw these big shots while he's on the back foot. Look, Nathan's been doing the most damage in this round so far. But Sexan's just so tough that he's able to shut him down a little bit. So he's putting Nathan on the back foot. And Sexan's not really throwing that much back. I've spoke about this before, but you can take out a lot of power out of people's shots by walking them down the way that Sexan's doing here. Rodtang's great at it too. But yeah, the way that he's walking him down, Nathan hasn't got time to get his feet underneath him and really plant his shot. Like, even though he is throwing with power, because he's kind of throwing it off his back foot, he's not able to generate the same amount of power. So I like this flurry here. I mean, Sexan's off balance. This is about the momentum that I've spoke about before. When someone's kind of got their momentum going, it's very difficult to stop them. And this is what happens to Sexan. It's not that anything's particularly hurting me in that flurry. It's just that like it's one shot after another a little bit, and it's difficult to catch your balance again. Yeah, I mean, Sexan's body must be hurting. And it's not just that it hurts, it just sinks your energy. Like, it completely zaps it. Look how high he's pulled his shorts up now. Okay, there you go. That's a nice safe elbow by Nathan. It's a good way of trying to put the brakes on somebody. You know, you use this lead elbow just up. And all it is really is an extension of your guard. I've spoken about this before in previous videos. But you pretty much just extend your guard and step forward at the same time. You know, your head's pretty safe. Yeah, it's like the safest elbow to throw. And it does this, like so. You can kind of see, lifts up his elbow. But if Sexan's walking onto him, then you know, he's at a risk of being caught with this elbow. And it's a bit of a deterrent to stop people from trying to do that, like walk you down. Oh, nice, and he switches it to that body shot afterwards. Oh, that was nice. Almost like Somlat Kamsing. If you ever want to see like someone with a great boxing style fight Muay Thai, look back at Somlat Kamsing. He had an Olympic gold medal in boxing, and then you know, he's a Muay Thai fighter as well. So he uses a lot of these like tricky head movements and elbows and stuff. But you can see this was really nice by Nathan. Goes a little bit low here. You know, definitely at risk of being kneed or kicked, but gets away with it. And then comes up with that elbow. It's really nice. Look like Sexan hurt his feelings there. Not touching gloves. Yeah, those body shots were effective. But I mean, Sexan is just so deceptive. He kind of looks like he's got like a stowaway. It kind of looks like he's a little bit out on his feet at times, and you know, like zombie style, I guess. But man, he's effective. I mean, Nathan put in a lot of great work there. Here we go, round 2. Yeah, Nathan's good with that inside low kick. He really throws a lot into that. You can kind of see now Sexan really walking Nathan down. That's a body shot again. It's almost like it's having less of an effect now. Like this body shot was as hard as the ones that he took in the first round. Maybe because he was caught a little bit cold, but you know, you can kind of see Sexton's finding a rhythm now. But Sexton walking him down like this, he's making it so that Nathan can't get his feet underneath him to start to land these big shots as effectively as, you know. It's like if you try and hit pads, if you hit pads, you know the range, you know, you get everything. You can really throw power in. If you get the pad man to walk forward and you still try and throw the same combinations, you'll see the difference. So it's a good thing to practice when you're in the gym. Get you like work on your combinations, like for example, like jab, cross, left hook, kick, just something simple like that. But then get your opponent to get your padman to walk you down, like keep walking forward, and then you try and like set your feet up and stuff. It's difficult, but great practice. Yeah, and you can see what it's done to Nathan. You know, it's really starting to take his energy away. He's definitely breathing heavy. I'm not sure how long Nathan was in Thailand before this fight. I know, you know, it might have only been a few days, and that can definitely have an effect. He was training hard while he was here, but maybe just overdid it a little bit. He looks tired to me now, but not to take away from Sexton at all. You know, okay, so where was that elbow? Ah, there. Okay, that's where Nathan gets cut. So Nathan's just got a cut in the middle of his forehead here. Like Harry Potter Voldemort style. So that's it. Real sneaky. Let me just go back. I just want to see that again in slow motion. Oh, it comes in here. Bang. Such a sneaky elbow. But knowing that Nathan was walking in foot, just going to come forward like that, you know, worked. Wow. So yeah, look at the damage now on Nathan. That great head movement though. Sexton, you know, it's crazy, but Sexton looks like he's enjoying this. Look at his rough technique. Look at this. It throws like a weird overhand right and then like a strange left hook. But it's just so effective for what he does. Now, you know, this is kind of a point that needs to be made sometimes. There's no set. Nothing has to be done in any particular way. There are things that can make it more optimal. Like, you know, you can kick in a certain way. You can alter your technique to make it, like, maybe a little bit more efficient and, you know, maybe get more power out of it. But someone has their own style somewhere in there. Now, some coaches would take Sexton and be like, oh, no, your technique no good, you know. And, like, try and change a lot of stuff. You know, he's definitely not as technical as Yodsen Klai or Borkau or Tawan Choi, someone like that. But his style works for him, and that's something that you need to think about going forward in your own career. You know, you have your own weapons, you have your own skill set. On paper, you know, you probably, you know, it's difficult to not go with Nathan in this fight. You know, he's younger, he's stronger, I'd assume. I think he's got better boxing. I think his kicks are very strong. But Sexton's heart and you know, his durability, they, you know, they can overcome a lot of things. That was nice, that elbow. Boom. If you want to see loads of elbows like that again, I've got to say, look at Somlat. Yeah, I mean, Sexton walking Nathan down the way that it has done, you know, for sure has really tired Nathan out. Um, because it is so tiring to be on the back foot like that. I think there are certain things that Nathan could have done, like maybe try to set the power down out of his punches and work a little bit, be more busy with his hands. But these guys like Sexan that are just bulletproof and keep walking you down, it's really tough to try and break their rhythm, because that's all that the way that they walk you down like that just breaks your rhythm so much. Right, so that was a slip. Right, look how often he's throwing these. So pretty much every time that Nathan's walking in, Sexan's throwing elbows. And look how sneaky that was. I'll show you again. This is a John Jones like style upper elbow. Right, and it's so fast. You know, I bet even the judges didn't see that from depending on where they was sat. That was so fast. Yeah, I mean, you know, Sexan, you know, he really did rise to the occasion of losing that first round. You know, fairly convincingly, in my opinion. Um, you know, he came through, and you know he's performed well. You know, look at the damage on Nathan. You know, and he's done it all without being that technically great, without being that big and strong. You know, I mean, I say he's not technically great. He's great with those elbows, but just that like the clumsiness of this right hand. So like it came through like that rather than a straight. You know, these now are like little moral victories for Sexan over Nathan. You know, throwing him down like that, it's demoralising and it's tiring to keep standing up. Look at that, not giving him any time at all. Running straight at him. Nathan just trying for a little sweep there that doesn't quite get. You see just there, I'll just show you. So Nathan tries to sweep him here using that foot, but it's difficult because Sexan can just put his foot back down and catch himself. If you're going to use these outside leg sweeps, you really need them on the outside of, like, so his left leg would have to be on the right outside of his right leg, and or he could use his right leg against the outside of his left leg. But yeah, from here it's very difficult, especially when your back's against the ropes. Matt, if you haven't watched this card is great, and it's still all on YouTube to watch. All the fights that I saw yesterday were really good. It's a big card too. You know, a few world titles on the line and stuff. Yeah, so that was a good fight. You know, you have to let me know what you think in the comments. But I thought that was good. There's a lot of great work from both fighters. But do you agree with the decision? Do you think Nathan should have took it? I think Nathan took the first round, and I think that Sexan just managed to steal the fight from him in the last two. But yeah, so much good stuff on display from both fighters. It shows you, you know, you like Sexan's toughness won that fight really, and his heart, and that, you know, the way that he does make a weapon out of his toughness like that. You know, it's exhausting to fight people in that way. So plenty to try and you know, replicate in the gym. I think particularly that what I said about, you know, when you're doing pad work, if you're a type of gym where they use like set combinations or, you know, just single strikes and it gets called out at one time, ask your padman to walk you down sometimes, and you'll see it's exhausting, but it's a great skill to have to be able to fight on the back foot. Um, yeah, but yeah, I mean, good work. I'll keep this on until Sexton raises his hand. But yeah, if there are any fights that you want me to react to, or maybe even your own fights, just leave it in the descriptions, and I'll take a look and get one of these videos made up. Consider liking and subscribing. Thanks, guys. I'll speak to you soon.